Hey guys, we were out here at Disaster Shop today. It's actually a nice day and got off slightly early. So let's go over some stuff real quick. I completely forgot. It is Ohio Bike Week coming up next week. And we're taking the Spider. So we will be at Ohio Bike Week the 3rd through the 7th. I'm getting there Wednesday. I'm leaving Saturday night, Sunday morning. So if you guys see us out there, I'll bring some shirts. If you guys see us out there, recognize us, tag us. Especially if you tag us, we'll definitely send you a shirt or give you a shirt while you're there. So let's go over some of the Disaster Shop stuff. We made some upgrades, and it's starting to come together. These are all future, well, actually not all these, that's a lie. This one's for sale, that one's mine. We've gone over this before. That's a future build, the bobber type Who's Your Daddy. The Cafe Racer it's got that classic Virago starter problem. I've got to put a seat on it, fix that, do some touch-ups to that. That one's gonna be for sale. Customer bike. The KZ400 is an up-and-coming build, probably towards the end of the year. This is gonna be a really cool update on the YouTube-inspired adventure bike, dual sport, scrambler. Again, we don't know what we're calling it yet. But that one we actually started shooting on that, and we had some developments, and it's going to be a really cool reveal once we do it. That's going to be a whole series on that. You might remember this one. This one actually kicked off our channel, and we just figured might as well work on it while we were waiting for some stuff with that build. I'm going to tag this guy in the subscription. I am going to tag the guy in the link below.
Garvey.
God, son of a bitch! Did I stutter?
Or I might just tag him in the video. So I did everything on this bike, painted everything except the motor and the wheels. And I've been going back and forth about Cerakoting the wheels, and I think I'm just gonna paint them just because I want to get it over with. I'm already underwater on this bike, and I mean, it's probably gonna be mine anyway, but at the same time, I don't wanna, do the Taj Mahal on it. It is, at the end of the day, a CB500 Cafe Racer. But I was going back and forth. I pulled this motor, I did the frame, put the motor back in. I should have painted the motor, and I just don't feel like pulling it again. But I was looking through YouTube, and there's a guy out there, and I will tag I don't remember his name, I apologize. I will tag it in the description or put a link in the video. I don't know how I'm gonna do it yet. He actually taped off all the frame points and painted the entire motor in the frame. Genius idea. I would have never thought of that, but I was like, man, I wonder how that's going to look. Well, you know what? It looked really good. I mean, at least enough for this. You know what I mean? So I'm going to try that. Why not? I mean, it's not gonna hurt anything. We'll pull the carburetor. I was just about to hook all this stuff up. I can pull that back off. And that's what we're going to do on this bike. I'm going to paint that. I'm going to finish up the wheels, put this thing back together, and start riding it, because it just got nice here a couple weeks ago, and that is my first day out on a bike. I have not had a chance to do anything. This guy's super cool. I got to get this bike finished. Actually, I'm having problems finding a battery. I still haven't found a battery for this bike. But we've got all the stuff for the CB500 to finish it up. The new exhaust is coming. I'm going to fabricate a newer exhaust off of the old exhaust, if that makes any kind of sense. But that's my plan. That is actually getting delivered today or tomorrow. I saw the tracking. I completely forgot I bought it. You'll see up here, this is where all our sponsors go. No, I'm just kidding. We don't have any sponsors, but I got to fill that hole somewhere. So, High Hyperlight, of course, did an awesome job on our light. Again, we did another one for in here, because eventually you'll see that wall right there. That wall is going to get blown out, and I've got another 2 spaces over there. We're going to take over this whole building, and we're going to build it out. And I have a contract. It's not official yet by any means. I just have first right of refusal to buy this property here. We'll just rent that out. And then this entire building, it's just a 4-car garage, but it's too deep. This whole building will be ours. And this will be where we do all our fabrication. I'll move everything over here, and that'll be it. Just because commercial properties right now around us are just through the roof. I'm not in a position to buy anything right now, and to rent something, I can't float it with the construction stuff. It's just not feasible. Here's another project we're gonna have going. Probably in the winter. I'm gonna put it back up for sale, see if anybody wants it, but I mean, it's a cool little project. When I initially got this project, these things were really selling for a lot of money, and now it's just market's kind of tanked on these, unfortunately. So, but it's a cool little bike to start. I mean, it runs, it drives. I look like an idiot on it, but that's okay. I look like an idiot no matter what I ride. But that one, I think I'm gonna hold on to it for right now, but I'm gonna put it up for sale. If somebody buys it for my price, great. If they don't, it's just gonna sit, and we'll take care of it over the winter and redo it. And I don't know, I hate to say it, by the time I get it done, I think my nephews are gonna be too big to ride this thing. Maybe my niece. My niece is 12, she's in a dirt bike, she might like it, I don't know. That's a new, well, newish to us, cabinet. I don't know if I ever went over this, but a mechanic, a guy on Facebook Marketplace bought out a mechanic shop, and he only needed a couple things, but I guess the guy was just nickel and diming him to death. And he was like, you know what? He just bought the whole damn thing. So we went in and we bought this, bought the parts rack, we bought that, and then I got some stuff at the other shop for fabrication, bought that, and we bought the tire machine too. So we're gonna get that up and running here. I got to get some of these bikes out of here to get that going. But this bike, I'm hoping to finish this up in the next couple weeks, at least to the point where I can get it off the lift, and that's not really an unrealistic. I guess with going to Ohio Bike Week, it might be an unrealistic goal, but I need like 2 solid days on this to get it back up to at least being able to start it. But I'm really looking forward. You guys, I think, are gonna like this one. All 5 people that watch this channel, but you're gonna like this one. We're gonna tag a couple people in it that are kind of contributing to it. And again, like we said, anybody who we steal their ideas from, they're all getting the credit for it, because those are ideas anyway. I can't take credit for that. So that's it on this end. So I thought I'd just do a quick little follow-up on the CB500. Got it right this time. I've been calling it the CB550 the past couple of videos. This is the Duplicolor engine paint that the video you just saw before. So this is 3 days of curing. I just cleaned it all up, and I am very impressed with how good this paint held up. I even tried scratching some of it. Didn't scratch at all. It's nice and hard.
That's what she said.
Got a little bit here, but this is just imperfections in the actual cast. That's nothing from the paint. But it really turned out nice just painting it in the frame. So I actually did this frame 2 years ago or last year. I pulled the motor out, I did the frame, I didn't do the motor. After we got everything put together at the end of the year and it sat, I was like, man, that engine just kind of looks like a turd, with the rest of the bike really turning out nice. So I just decided to paint it in the frame like I saw on that YouTube channel, and boom. So we're actually going to use the Duplicolor wheel paint on this next, and I might even get to that today. We'll see. But if you guys are wondering, that's the stuff right there. Not sponsored by us, obviously. They do not sponsor our channel, but I am really impressed with that paint. It's like $15 a can or something. It's not a budget breaker for sure. But that's it. So the next thing on this bike is going to be the electronics. We're not going to change really any of the wiring, but you can see where there's, you know, they got wire nuts in here and stuff. We're going to clean all that up. This is new. This we added. This we need to go through all this stuff, but none of it's real crusty. We're not gonna change any of the, you know, we're not gonna switch this electronics over or anything. But we've got to get a speedo on there. We've got this. We got to get this and modify this to hopefully fit into that. And that's just going to be a generic GPS speedo. So I want it to be a nice clean look, and we're going to use that on a couple bikes. So get rid of the traditional speedometer altogether. And I'll probably do a small wireless, not wireless, but aftermarket temp gauge, and probably mount it right there. Even though, I mean, it's air cooled, but just so I know what the temperature is running. And then an exhaust, and we'll fire this thing up and have some fun. So that's where we're at. Huge shout out to Kyle off Facebook Marketplace. Not going to use his last name, obviously. Sold us these lifts. This one, what do you call this one? The Crackhead Special? I can't remember. This one's pretty beat up. This one's good. They both lift. I've had them up for 4 days now. They don't leak, so that's good. $300 for the pair. And I stole this idea when we were at Brickhouse Build's place. He did this to his aftermarket, or he did this to his Harbor Freight lift. He used the Condor one. He's got more money than I do, so he did the Condor one, which I think is like $250. These were like $80 on Amazon. I will put a link in the description below, or somewhere on here where you guys can click and get it. As far as I can tell, it's basically the same thing. That bike you guys will see in a few weeks. Just wanted to cover it up so you guys don't see what we're doing. But that is the YouTube inspired adventure bike we're going to be starting. But I was waiting to get some lifts in here so we could still work on customer bikes and make some money and keep the project going. So that's that. This one hopefully be off the lift here in a couple weeks. This one will be done, or at least to the point where I can move it and start getting some of these customer bikes out here. Hey guys, we're back in the home shop, and we will go over some of the stuff we've got going on in here. Let me flip the camera around. So, kind of see we've got this broken down. We've got it painted. This is a Cummins beige color. The customer kind of wants like a, not really a scrambler. It's a cafe racer, but he kind of wants like a desert scrambler theme, if that makes sense. So I decided to paint it this color. Swing arm's the same. Valve cover is going to be the same color. Top of the triple tree, obviously. And then we're actually going to do this whole motor in that color with some black accents. So this is going to be a black accent here. The oil filter will be a black accent. The top of the valve cover will be a black accent. But I got to get some other color in here. And I'm thinking Honda red on a couple things. That's the support for the rear brake. And I was also thinking about doing the front caliper in red. But I'm not sure yet. I'm still kicking that one around. But let me get the tank on here and I'll kind of show you what I'm thinking. Okay, so here's the tank. This is the original tank, and the customer is okay keeping this tank color. And what we were thinking, if we did change it, I don't know if you can see it, but it's basically like a reptile look, almost. I think they were trying to do a reptile look, or they were trying to do carbon fiber. But this is basically I would call it a pagan gold green. This looks a lot like pagan gold from House of Color, but might just be metallic green. I really don't know. But he kind of wants a green, like a metallic green theme. He doesn't want like a deep green or a forest green or like that green. He wants something that or lighter. So, but he's okay with keeping this tank too, just because of cost, because we're getting a little out of control on this. So my other thinking is getting a House of Color paint and doing the caliper and this and doing a couple accents with that color. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that yet. I might just say screw it and just paint it and be done. But I'm wondering how the carburetors would look in Honda Red on this against this paint with the green. I don't know if that'd be like too much of a Christmas theme. Might be too Christmassy. I might change this up and nix the red altogether. Or another option that he was totally cool with is changing the tank color to a crazy plum purple. And I thought that was pretty cool. So that might look better with the red. I don't know. But we're going to get there. It's kind of a disaster over here in the corner. The reason being is we're still doing some fabrication here. I'm trying to get stuff cleaned out. This trike thing is going. I already sold it. I just got to get it on a motorcycle and get it out of here. And I've got to get this parts bike out of here. I didn't need anything. I didn't need anything off of it for this bike. Reason we're being with that is they are not a sponsor, but I was so impressed with the little TIG machine for the Arc Captain. I am not a welder. I'm just gonna. Everybody knows if you watch this channel, I am not a welder. But I ended up buying all the Arc Captain stuff, and it already got delivered last week. So I've got to set up the whole system. I've got the plasma cutter. I ordered the MIG welder. I've got another tank for the MIG welder, and I've got a new compressor coming in for everything else. So we've got to redesign this whole section here until I get the spots in the other shop. So we're still going to fabricate out of this shop. And you're probably wondering, why is the Nighthawk still here? Well, when you do a carb rebuild, do everything. I was missing 2 O-rings. So I reused the 2 O-rings, and you can guess as soon as I fired it up where they were coming, where the leak was coming from. So I ordered the new kit. I just haven't had a chance to get it all taken down yet, get it rebuilt. But the thing it runs, it just leaks gas out of those 2 O-rings like a dummy. And then another thing, as far as this goes, so I fabricated the electronics tray. I probably should have went over that before I went to the Nighthawk. Fabricated the electronics tray, and after we get the front end done, I've got the new bearings. We're just going to paint that wheel black. Those forks are going to be this color, the Cummins beige, and then NWT Cycletronics, we're going to put all their, got a whole new system for that. This is all going in here. The battery is going to stay in here. We're going to do some custom side covers. Got a new throttle for the new handlebars. But we're going to do a whole new handlebar setup. I'm going to raise them up a little bit. We're going to raise this front end up with the new shocks. And I think that's it. So I know it's kind of a whole glob of stuff. I have not been able to update or do any videos, but I have been busy on the off days working on this stuff. So hoping to have this one done by the end of July or August. The customer is in no rush, but I want to get it out of here because underneath the tarp out there is the BMW K75 RT, and I'm hoping to have that ready for the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride of 2027. That's my goal. So you guys have a good one.